Alright guys, welcome back. Here we are picking up, if my prediction was right before the boss fight. I figured this would be a peddler. So I think we're good there. There was something, and I've been looking at it. I just didn't mention it in any of the previous videos. I want to address it real quick. If you look down here, we have our party lineup over on the right side. We have our time played. If you notice, I actually meant to start recording a little while ago. Ended up leaving it setting for about half an hour. Time play is not really a big deal, unless you're doing a speed run or something. So I guess that would be a big deal, but obviously we are taking our time here, enjoying the sights and sounds along the way. Now, when I enjoy the sight and sounds, it's at my pace. Now, I can tell you, compared to multiple friends of mine, I play a little quicker than they do. They really take in things. I have one friend who will take screenshot after screenshot. You know, that's his way of playing. It drives me crazy, because that's his enjoyment. Anyway, back to the point. On the right side of the screen, we have our money, we have our time played, the party screen. Here at the bottom, objective. You ever forget what you're doing? Right there at the bottom, objective. Exit the village to the west, make for the Whisperwood. So,
I'll make this quick.
Definitely
beginning.
may need to consult that from time to time.
Out of my way. Out of my way.
So we will make note of that probably in the future, especially if we get to a point where have an issue where can't play for a little while. Right now, things are still fresh. So let's see what we have here. So that's definitely going to be our boss.
Not acceptable.
So this Gisarma, I'm not sure if that's how you would say it. Getting ready. It's a funky looking creature. I'm gonna
I see.
definitely have to fight it. So, there's one thing you notice, and I do remember this from my last playthrough, through these not origin stories, these just beginning stories. Like Therian's not present in her story, and that kind of drove me crazy. Like we forget that they're there. They could have just put him as a background character. That wouldn't bother me at all.
What next?
So let's summon a beast, and let's use the mossy meat.
Out of my way.
This thing's hitting pretty hard, actually. So I think what we'll do, I'm gonna boost to break his shield,
Letting my arrow fly and true.
and then we'll
Back nothing.
boost to get the damage there.
My turn.
Letting my arrow fly and true.
Let's summon Lynn, see what happens. So I was hoping to get that pole arm attack.
Out of my way.
Letting the hunt begin.
Okay, so now let's go ahead and okay, now I really definitely do not like that at all. It's random who it attacks. Now this is I like that the HP thief ability, it is has a weapon attached to it, so that's a dagger ability, so we're not going to use that, but I like that it does have that attached to it. So what's there? So let's come back to that. I'm going to use Lynn again. Okay, so now we're going to want to break.
What next?
So let's go with... So that was pretty good.
Letting my arrow fly and true.
I wonder if...
Aiming close, shooting true.
So yeah, we drained all of her BP.
Out of my way.
But I'm okay with that.
Letting the hunt begin.
And let's go ahead and heal her with an item so that we can be sure that she's the one that gets the heal.
Letting my arrow fly. What next?
All right.
Mark.
So we will, just to be safe, let both of them. Oh. Let's go ahead and boost.
Are you?
Break.
Out of my way.
And as much as I didn't want to do that,
Here.
I like that. Fully
Coming if thou darest.
restored.
Coming if thou darest.
That is pretty
Using this.
brutal.
My turn. Here.
Phew. So this boss fight is a little tougher than Heathcote was.
Letting the hunt begin.
Okay, so ready to pounce. Now we're going to
Are you?
send it to break. Now I think what the game's doing is it knows we've got.
Back nothing. Aiming close.
I think it knows we've got multiple party members now and has adjusted the difficulty accordingly, which I'm totally fine with.
This will help us.
So we can go ahead and hopefully this will finish them off.
Aiming close.
Yep.
Thou didst fight with courage.
So healing great bunch. Need to look and see what that does.
Thy life is given not in vain, for it will feeden up. Thou art of the forest now, and in the forest naught is lost.
So you get to see some of the core beliefs
Come in,
again.
my friends. This life
Of
belongeth to all. The
The
animals that eateth the grass becometh
Hannet,
food
and I
for
guess
the
all
animals
of
that
Hannet's
eateth
people.
meat. The eaters of meat in their turn feedeth those yet stronger. And when the strongest of all dieth, his life is returned to the forest. His flesh feedeth the soil, the grass. His blood becometh sap, his bones wood. He becometh the food of the plant eaters, and the circle beginneth once more. Lives entwined, a tapestry woven anew each dawn, every thread a part of the whole.
So we got to really see their philosophy of the forest. So I'm assuming that's the whole village's philosophy. And then you get this hunter means taking life, but only so that they might live. So the sacred duty is to
survive,
live on.
and honoring those felled by thine own arrows. As long as he speaketh only of hunting, he is the wisest of men. If only that were all he cared about. The hunt is over. Now it is time to tend to the fallen.
Good day.
So we get to report our
Well.
success.
Yes.
Thou hast my thanks.
But of course.
So we get to the end of that. We go back to the village. And what is this? So now we get his pet returned, and that's going to set up her journey.
Just so.
So we know what's going to happen. So she's going to set out to find him. So that's it. Like, each character has their own, personal goal for setting out on this quest, and their tales intertwined. Now, when I was playing before, as I said, I didn't get too far. I didn't even find out if there was one, overarching story that bound them all together at some point. When I was playing before and quit, it was still just these individual stories. I'm not even sure if I actually got all 8 together. So let's go to the map. So, we're still here, and we see that Therion's here. He's got to get the bangle off. Now she's going to be looking for her master. And then you're going to go here, and they're going to get theirs, and that's going to drive it. But I don't know if there's some overall theme where these travelers are all together and it all unites for one overall narrative. Or if it's just going to simply be that they all, their tales just intertwined, and they're all just their paths crossed, and they're helping each other along the way to fulfill their goals. So we'll just have to keep playing and find out. I really do not know the answer to that.
So thou art going after Zonta.
Hagen here came at seeking my help. In his letter, he said he was bound for Stonegard. We shall begin our search there.
I pray it is no more serious than an ill-founded wager that left him unable to pay up his innkeeper. For Hagen to cometh all this way alone, I cannot help but fear the worst. Prithee, take us care.
We will.
And don nothing foolish. Don as Zonta saith, child, not as he doeth.
Thank you, Chief. Fearing not for us. We shall be back before the next moon, with Master at our side.
She's a little optimistic.
Stay safe, Master. We're coming.
So this guy's been gone for, what, a year? And she thinks she's going to be back before the next moon? So now she's setting out on her journey. And she has to find him. So she's leaving the village. So one thing I'm going to say about this game is I really like, it's got this kind of rustic charm about it. And it's got to do with the 16-bit graphics. Well, I won't even really call them 16-bit. Like, that's the go-to phrase I see a lot of people use. Because the characters are pixel, but they're like modern pixel. Like, you can see the depth in it right here. I think this is a good spot, and this was just coincident. Because I've been wanting to talk about it. But you can see, like, just if I were to put up, which I'm not going to do, but if I were to put up a side-by-side of, let's say, Final Fantasy 4, 5, 6, just one of those games, and put it next to it, you'd see, like, the flat backgrounds compared to, like, the depth here. Yeah, you can see the breezes here blowing, and it just adds, the music adds to it. The lighting, it's got a really nice charm to it. I would actually really, I see a lot of people, after the 7 remake was announced, and they showed off the video here recently, showing that it's gone. I see a lot of people saying they like to see 4 and 6. I've even seen a couple people say 5, which I wouldn't mind. I would, maybe 6, I'd like to see done like 7, but I'd have no problem putting it on this engine. I really think it would work well. Alright, so let's go ahead and look what we've got here. So there's Therians. So where is Hannah? So Hannah's level 27. So we're looking 5 levels beyond. So we're going to have to just continue on. So we need, I guess our next stop is going to be for Ophelia. So that was Sporky, so we're going to want to continue east. I guess technically southeast to get Ophelia. Make sure I'm reading. Yep. So as it looks, everything's going to probably be in those 20s in that range. So we're going to end up going on this path that circles down. So let's continue. And I really like the naming of some of these towns because it adds to that kind of rustic, simplistic charm. Like Flames Grace. I was reading an article
I'll make this quick.
about one thing authors struggle with, and naming's one of the issues that many of them have. And I think this game finds
Come
its
in, if thou dare. Let in my arrow.
Out of my way.
perfection with naming, with this just simplistic style it goes through. And I'm sure some people would disagree with that, but I think just like Stone Guard, Flame's Grace,
Don't start thinking.
it's just a simplistic style that goes right back to this kind of throwback. So, I think it all just fits together well. So what do we have here? Nomadic Hunter. So we're gonna first try to steal. And got them both. And let's go ahead and provoke.
Standest thou against me? Then be hunted. Let in the hunt beginneth.
I was kind of hoping that we would get to use Hagen.
What next?
Ooh, poison.
Come in, if thou dares.
And there we go.
The hunt ends.
Got some healing grapes. So what? Let's go down to equipment. And so he's already wearing that, so let's check. So we're definitely want. Yep. So we'll throw that on her. And actually, I'm gonna put both of those on him. So we're already going into Flame's Grace and getting to see some snow falling. And if you look as I walk, I really like that sparkle effect. So we're gonna want to go north.
Come on, I've got better things to do.
Let in my arrow.
All right. So
Yes.
I'm assuming these are going to be
Out
a
of my
little
way.
tougher because we're at danger level 4.
Don't.
All right. So we figured
Let in the
out.
hunt
We
begin.
got, let's see if we can. Captured that one.
What next?
Go ahead and there we go.
And that's it.
So I'm not sure why I keep capturing them. I know the purpose of capturing them, honestly. A variety of fighting styles. So when she's in the party, okay, we're definitely not going in there.
Come on.
But
I've
if
got
she's in the
better
party,
things to do.
and let's say Therian is not,
Let in the
and
hunt
something
begin.
is vulnerable to swords, well, then she's got captured pets. Then she can, call
Let
on
my
that.
arrow fly and
So it really makes it convenient. So that's why we will want to keep doing that now.
let in my arrow.
I do not know if there's
Out
an
of my
actual
way.
limit on how many we can catch. So I guess as we keep coming across new ones,
Where's
we'll
the
just
nearest
keep trying to
town?
capture them. heading north. And we're definitely going to avoid that. We'll try to keep that in mind, though.
This is the
Want
beginning.
to check that out.
Let in the hunt.
All
Out
right.
of my way.
So one for
Let in the hunt begin.
one with her.
Out of my way. Don't wait.
Okay. Good deal.
Let in my arrow fly in truth. Holding back.
And that was easy.
The hunt
I should have probably tried to capture one, but we can do that next time if we get any more in combat, that is. So let's see. Looks like we're on that just to the next section here. I really like that sparkling effect on the snow. Oh, I thought that was a road. So I'm assuming we're at the town
Letting us beginning.
just because of the brazier on the side of the road.
Try this.
Letting my arrow.
All right.
Letting the hunt beginning.
So I like that something with Therians, that random poison.
Letting the
Don't know
hunt
if that's
begin.
something for his weapon
Out of my way.
or an ability as a thief, since that's kind of a traditional
What next?
item for thief and rogue class in games.
Letting my
Assassins,
arrow.
they get
Out
that
of my way.
poison dagger. Alright, so
Over here.
Letting holding back.
boost.
Thou didst fight with courage.
Let's read the sign. So Atlasdom and Flames Grace. So let's go this way. So yes, Flames Grace. You can just tell that the road is cobbled now. So up we go. And we're gonna have some new people to provoke. And pickpocket. Oh, really? 80%. Alright, so let's go ahead and provoke.
Now, letting us hunt him. What next?
I'm assuming, though, I would assume that none of
Letting
these
my arrow fly in
NPCs, they get knocked out when you do this. I'm assuming that none of them would be crucial to a side story, or they'd wake up later on. I would hope.
I honor thee, my quarry.
So yeah, let's rest for once. Okay. So up there's Ophelia. So we're just gonna keep trying this. I want to see what happens if we fail too much. Of course, we stopped, but let's go.
Now, letting us hunt him. Come in, if thou darest.
Let's try the Ratkin. Alright, so not vulnerable.
Sorcery.
Oh, that's great.
Letting Letting my arrow fly true.
Okay, so the polearm, they're definitely weak against.
Letting my arrow fly true.
So we have. Let's just go with this one because they use polearm. But
I honor
this one's
thee,
pretty
my
weak.
lord.
So any more villagers? So it seems we're gonna walk by her for now.
Greetings.
Oh, that's a tough one. I'm gonna try it one more time. So where's the tavern? Well, we got both of those. And this should be easy.
Now, letting us hunt him. What next?
So no luck with that one.
What next?
Now we'll just keep attacking Clint.
What next?
I didn't figure that one would be too
Thou
difficult.
didst fight with courage.
It was only a 1 rating for strength. So what do they have? Sleepweed. Oh, look at that. So now we can't do anything because our reputation's taking a hit. So okay, so that's blocked off. I do believe this is our tavern. So we restore reputation. Oh. So we're gonna pay that hit. So that's 5,000. I'm gonna try that one more time. Alright. And we'll provoke. And it's another 1
us
rating
begin.
for strength.
What next? Letting my arrow fly true.
So this one's pretty much over now.
Letting the hunt begin. Thou didst fight with courage.
But definitely gonna have to be careful with stealing from these people. 'Cause I do not see myself spending another 5,000. I probably wouldn't have done that, honestly, if it wasn't for the video. So
Letting the hunt
I
begin.
forgot to actually look at her rating.
Letting the hunt begin.
So this could be interesting.
Letting the hunt come.
Well, she is definitely. She is definitely the toughest we have faced.
Next. I will not be thy prey.
So good, we dodged that one,
Letting my arrow fly true.
and we won.
The hunt ends.
I got a little worried there. luckily we won. What does she have? Inspiriting Rum. So we got that one. Let's provoke.
Letting us begin.
I forgot to check the rating again.
Letting my arrow fly.
So here's my advice. Check the rating. So this one doesn't
My arrow fly.
seem to worry me at all. Because she just hit for 6 and 16. The last one was hitting
Letting
for
the hunt begin.
a lot.
Thou didst fight with courage.
Now before I go back to that one, what do we have down here? Okay, so I didn't think that would work. So this looks like another easy fight.
Standest thou against me?
I'll say 1 star.
Then be
Just say
hunted.
a 1.
Letting the hunt begin. What next?
Oh, that's just
What
great.
next?
So we need to...
Coming, if thou darest.
Let's try the Radkin. Nope.
Coming, if thou
4
darest.
spots. There we go.
The hunt ends.
I guess that was a little late.
Brad.
Now, before we go there, potentially waste. Let's go in the cathedral. Since we are down to 2 attempts before we're locked out, I want to make sure that we are getting something we want. And this right here looks to be the best. And we got it. So now I really don't care.
Now, letting us hunt him. Coming,
Okay.
if thou darest. Letting my arrow fly and true.
So the pole arm is going to work.
What next?
So let's just go ahead and make sure we break this one. So I'm not really wanting them to heal.
Thou didst fight with courage.
So let's go up here. And I'm not really worried about getting anything off him.
Standest thou against me? Then be hunted. What next?
And I was kind of worried about that. So we might actually lose this one.
What next? Letting the hunt begin.
Now we're going to want to...
Holding back nothing.
And that did not work out like I had hoped. Yep. So we lost. So we'll have to We'll have to try that again later. So if you fail on your provoke attempts as well, your reputation suffers. And we are now locked out. So, no more provoking, no more stealing. And that's okay. So we are ready to go help Ophelia. And that is where we will pick up with the next video. So next time we'll play through Ophelia's story, or at least a good portion of it. And that'll give us our third character in our party. So once again, give me any comments, suggestions you got. Stay tuned for the next part. If you like what you're seeing, be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to give me a subscribe if you like this. Stay tuned for the next part.